Hussey, you got 4 kids. Well done, mate.
It's a good effort considering away from home pretty much 10 months of the year. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. The 2 boys are cricket mad. My 12-year-old son plays lots of cricket. He's a bit of an all-round. He doesn't listen to me at all. He sledges too much. I keep telling him off for that as well. So I'm trying to teach him the right ways to play the game. But I'm finding it very challenging.
So where is he getting the lessons from?
I think his schoolmates. I listen to his schoolmates.
So everyone sledge in Australia, is it?
I think it's it must be in our DNA or something like that. I don't know. I'm questioning whether I'm actually Australian.
Yeah. Tell me, you're a good cricketer or a good father?
I hope I'm a good father. I try and be a good dad. I guess it's hard being away from home for, when I was playing all 3 forms of the game up to 10 months of the year. I felt guilty at times, while my wife was at home trying to bring up the family by herself. You miss so many things as a dad, and so when I get home now, I'm trying to maximise that time at home and trying to just be 100% there with the family when I'm there.
You playing in India, how is your experience, whether it was earlier India versus Australia or then the IPL?
Well, the first time I came to India was in 1994 with the Australian under-19 team, and we were here for 8 weeks. Everyone in the team got sick. We stayed in pretty average hotels, and we made all the mistakes, like drinking the wrong water, eating the wrong foods, and so it was a great learning experience.
What is the wrong food?
Well, we were told specifically if we're staying at a pretty average hotel, away from the coast, you shouldn't eat the seafood.
Yeah,
just because. But I ate the prawns, and so I got very sick. Brett Lee, for example, he has this habit of drinking while he's in the shower. So he was gulping the water out of the shower, and so of course he gets very sick as well. So we made all those rookie errors, and so it was a really tough tour. But we were so close as a group, and we loved it. We loved the cricket. We loved the different conditions. The conditions here in India are so foreign to what we're used to in Australia. Learning to play against spin bowlers, talking to the Indian players. We got to meet, so we played against VVS Laxman. Yeah. We couldn't get him out for like 8 weeks. He was incredible. But just to watch how he went playing on Indian pitches, we learnt so much. So ever since then, I loved coming back to India. And then obviously now, when you come back with a real Australian team or in an IPL team, you stay in the nice hotels and the grounds are beautiful and you get great facilities, and so I've fallen in love with Indian food now. I love dal makhni. I know that's pretty simple.
That's Punjabi.
Yeah, it's magnificent. I look for it on the menu every time, and I always get some of that. But Murg Malai Tikka as well.
Yeah,
I really enjoy that. So they're probably my 2 favourites.
And one thing, if you want to take back from India to back home, what that would be?
I feel like in Australia our food is quite bland, whereas here the flavours and the herbs and the spices and the amount that goes into the food is just incredible.
And you know what that makes you look like?
Mate, I tell you, it makes my taste buds
That makes
dance.
you look like this then, after 40.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
see.
I'm happy with that though, because...
So do you want to take this back?
I'm working on it, yeah. But it's so flavoursome here, and I love the food. Yeah.
Do you watch Indian movies?
I don't really, no. Mainly because of the language barrier. I don't speak Tamil and I don't speak Hindi.
You know all the bad words, don't you?
I know a few of the bad words that I've heard.
Say one. Not on the camera.
No chance. But no, I follow them. Of course, the stars over here are huge, and you see them on every second advertisement. And I've got to say, my favourite has always been Priyanka Chopra. Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for her.
Yeah, would you want to go out for a dinner date with Priyanka Chopra?
I don't think she'd like to do that with me, because I just talk cricket all night probably, and so she'd be probably falling asleep at the table.
Huss, I've got a couple of Hindi movies dialogue here. I'll say first, then you go.
Okay.
Atta Majid Satakli!
Atta Majid Satakli!
Man, this guy is too good.
That's the only line I know.
How do you know that?
Someone taught me it in an IPL team. It might have even been in Mumbai Indians actually.
Could be.
We'd lost 4 or 5 games in a row,
because
and something like, this is driving me crazy.
Yeah. I'll tell you a very good dialogue. So if you meet Priyanka Chopra, what do you have to say?
Okay, what am I going to say?
बड़े-बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to say? Butter what?
Not butter.
Butter naan.
Butter naan. बड़े-बड़े शहरों में
Bala bala shahron mein.
Yeah, okay. बड़े बड़े शहरों में
Bala bala shahron mein.
ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें हैं.
See, are you setting me up here? Is this one of it? Am I sledging her?
No, you're not.
What am I saying to her first?
You're saying in big cities these small things happens.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So बड़े बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं. Senorita.
I'll have to record it and then I'll just say it to her. No, what about Sunday or Monday? Rose kawande.
Yes.
Rose kawande.
रोज खाओ अंडे.
Yeah.
So,
So Sunday or Monday, you got to have eggs every day.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
You sure?
Nothing that can be said on camera.
There's another very simple dialogue. तुसी जा रहे हो.
Tusi jaru?
तुसी ना जाओ.
Tusi naju.
Oye, oye. Too good.
What is that?
It means, are you leaving? You please don't go.
Oh.
That's what you say when Priyanka is leaving after dinner.
फ्री का एंटीवायरस देता है सिर्फ इतना, जबकि क्विक हील टोटल सिक्योरिटी देता है एंटीवायरस, इनहैंस्ड फायरवॉल, वेब सिक्योरिटी, सेफ बैंकिंग, एंटी फिशिंग, प्राइवेसी प्रोटेक्शन और एंटी रैंसमवेयर भी. रखना है डेटा सेफ तो क्विक हील टोटल सिक्योरिटी.
What's your take on technology coming into cricket? You know, is this something which is taking the game forward?
Personally, I actually like the technology because I think there's so much on the line for the players. You know, their careers are on the line. It feels like every game, and so we want to get as many correct decisions as possible. However, I'm still not 100% sure that the technology is completely accurate, and I know that's probably
Something
one of the
like
reasons.
DRS, when you take that, sometimes you feel ball is not going to bounce that much, but that shows the ball is bouncing way too much.
That's right. So, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Indian team were reluctant to use the technology for such a long period of time. And I agree with that. I'm not sure. It's definitely not 100% accurate. And what's the error involved here? So, I like the technology in that we want to get more correct decisions, but I want the technology to become more accurate. So that's what I'm hoping.
But isn't it taking a lot of things away from the game? Like umpires who are standing there, they have nothing to do. They just watch no ball. And even if there's a no ball, they'll still ask the third umpire.
I still think there's a huge role for the umpire to play. They've got to try and make the call as they see it, but we're trying to help them as well. Like, it's very difficult for an umpire to make his decision split second, see the foot, and then make the decision. It's hard to get it right every time. So let's try and help them out with the technology. I'm in favour of that. But yeah, we need to respect the umpires as well, because it's a tough job. A thankless job, really. Yeah. And if they do get one wrong, the commentators, they replay it and they talk about it for...
And we complain about it.
That's right.
We don't see you on social media. It's a big thing nowadays. You know, everyone is on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page, and to all the Tinder. You know what Tinder is?
I've seen Shane Warne on it, yeah.
Really? What are you doing, Warne, on Tinder?
He's just talking and going like this. I said, what are you doing?
Why are you not on any of these?
I've actually just joined. I've finally jumped into the 21st century. Initially, I didn't like being on social media because I don't know what it's like here in India, but in Australia, when you were playing, I would see the players on social media and they were just getting abused all the time from the fans, saying, you're hopeless, you should be dropped, all this sort of stuff. And I thought, well, I don't want to read this stuff, so I didn't bother going on it at all. But now I've got a 14-year-old daughter and she wants to be on Instagram and all this sort of social media stuff, so I thought, I better learn how it all works. So I've literally just joined while I've been here in India on this IPL. I've got a Twitter and Instagram handle.
Tinder?
No Tinder, no. I'm happily married, mate. You know, I'm happy there. But I'm Hussey 393. So
393. That's your test number, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
393.
So if you want to follow me,
I am following you, sir.
You are?
Yes, I am.
I'll have to follow you. Are you? I don't know. I'm not following you at the moment.
You don't need to follow me.
No, I will. I must admit, I'm really enjoying Twitter. I've got my learner's plates, but hopefully I don't make any too many mistakes. But we'll see.
You won't. You have never made any mistake on the field, off the field. You know, a lot of people know Mr. Cricket, Hussey, and he has got another name, Mr. Morris. So where did that come from? It
was given to me by Nathan Horrocks, actually. As you might know from playing against me, I was always a serious player, you know, very serious and, you know, intense and putting a lot of pressure on, and that's the way I played the game. But then after the game's finished, that's when I used to like to relax.
You
and
were
just
a happy man.
happy. You know, all the stress is gone, the anxiety's gone, and so I was the life of the party, telling jokes and singing to music. And I wouldn't say I'd dance very much, but I'd led the team song when we won a Test match. So Nathan Horrocks said, "Who is this guy? This is not Mike Hussey. This must be Maurice Hussey." Unfortunately, that nickname stuck as well, and so it's my alter ego, I guess. When I'm not the serious Sam, I'm Maurice.
Even on this show, we will not let you go without dancing and singing. So you'll have to sing a song for all the people who are watching you.
Singing is not really my forte.
Yeah.
I struggle with that, and if I'm bad at singing, I'm probably worse at dancing.
So can we try the dancing skill? You and me together.
Okay, I'm happy to have a go, but...
yeah. Even I'm not a good dancer, but we can have a few drinks before we dance.
I've seen you dancing when you get a few wickets.
Yeah. You know what? Gilchrist got me out, man. Can you imagine?
What?
Yeah, in IPL.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
He did
He also did that Gangnam dance.
yeah, Gangnam style, that's right.
That was his last game, and I gave him the perfect gift to go with.
That was up in Dharamshala, right?
Yeah.
You know Gilly, his strategy facing Murali? He did not know how to play Murali.
Then,
So
but
he
he
said-
scored a lot of runs against him.
Exactly. So his theory was, if I pick it, I'm going to block it. If I don't pick
Sweep.
it, I'm going to slog sweep it for 6.
Yeah.
And he hit Murali for more sixes than any player in the whole world.
That's probably the right way to bat.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't pick, just hit.
Just slog, yeah, that's
Just
right.
hit.
And he was...
I remember one of the game, Huss, you batting against Saeed Ajmal.
Oh.
Oh,
I
and-
think, it only happens once or twice in your career, but when everything just falls into place, no matter what you do, it just turns to gold. That was just one of those days. It just happened to be that we needed 50 odd runs off the last 3 overs.
Yeah.
So we were going to lose. So I just said, you know how I said I'm always stressed and tense? Well, I was like, we're going to lose. I might as well just have a swing and see what happens. And it's funny when you take that pressure off yourself and just go for it. It can sometimes work in your favour. And it got down to the last over. We still needed lots of runs.
20 odd, right?
Off Ajmal, I think, who, as I said, I hated facing him. He was horrible to face. But there was a shorter boundary on the leg side, and there was a big, strong wind.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll just have a go and see what happens. And it's just, if you just get it up in the wind, it just kept travelling.
Yeah.
And so, as I said, it was just one of those days where everything just fell
You hit
into
him
place.
for 3 sixes in the last over.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a great feeling inside.
Yeah, I was watching that game. I was like, wow. Because Ajmal was one of those guys who was difficult to hit. With his pace,
Yeah.
he was difficult.
Were you going for Australia or were you going for Pakistan in that?
Me?
Yeah.
Australia.
Were you?
Yes. I always support the team who plays against Pakistan.
I thought that might be the
Yes.
case.
फ्री वाला एंटीवायरस देता है सिर्फ इतना। क्विक हील टोटल सिक्योरिटी देता है एंटीवायरस, इनहैंस फायरवॉल, वेब सिक्योरिटी, एंटी फिशिंग, प्राइवेसी प्रोटेक्शन, एंटी रैंसमवेयर और सेफ बैंकिंग भी। रखना है ना बैंक अकाउंट सेफ तो क्विक हील टोटल सिक्योरिटी।
Before you go, we have a very interesting thing, rapid fire.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a few things. Big Bash or IPL?
IPL's better comp.
Who's good? Ricky Ponting or MS Dhoni as captain?
Oh, they're both good.
You have to choose one.
I have to choose one?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Where are we? We're in India. I'll go MS Dhoni.
Okay, Australian beer or Punjabi lassi?
Beer.
Big Bash hooter or Chennai Podu?
Whistle Podu.
IPL cheerleaders or Australian cheerleaders?
I was with the Sydney Thunder. Yeah, we had the Thunderettes. I'll go for Australian ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Sachin Tendulkar or Don Bradman?
Oh, Don Bradman.
Yeah. Jasprit Bumrah or Michael Stark, death bowler?
Well, Mitchell Stark's injured at the moment, so I'll have to go for Jasprit Bumrah.
Marina Beach or Melua Beach?
Malaloo Beach.
Malaloo.
Malaloo, that's my favourite
Malaloo
beach.
Beach.
Yes.
Okay, in sledging, Harbhajan Singh or McGrath? Got to be McGrath, man.
Nah, his weren't that intelligent. I really enjoyed, you didn't have to say anything, but that little hip and shoulder, it was just clever.
Okay, why do people call McGrath a pigeon?
Pigeon?
Yeah.
Because he's got these long skinny legs that look like pigeon's legs. And they think there's some poor pigeon that's flying around out there and he can't land because Glenn has stolen his legs.
Well, anyways, thanks, Mr. Hussey.
You're on fire.
all the Rajni fans. Don't miss the chance. Lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance. Say, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance, lungi dance.